What's up, guys? Welcome to the Being Beautifully Honest podcast and channel. Thanks for being here, for being subscribed. If you're not, go ahead and hit that button. And if you're listening on YouTube, hit that like button. It's like walking into the room and hitting that light switch. We just want to brighten up the place. So let's get into this podversation/reality chat. Listen, I believe, this is my personal opinion, just based on what we saw on the season of The Real Housewives of Atlanta, as well as the two-part reunion that they really have not had in, over 10 years? It is, I believe, safe to say that this cast of characters is a wrap. The season is a wrap, and the cast of characters is a wrap. Because, listen, it was pretty much pathetic and pitiful what we saw. We saw Sheree and all of her lies and ridiculousness, and her trying to make it seem like the show hasn't been interesting, so they had to keep coming back and bringing her back, when all she comes and brings is drama. She doesn't bring her true, real story, anything that would be seeming pretty interesting, to be, quite frank. And she wants to just stir the pot, share other people's business, lie about other people, be so invested in what other people have going on, bringing Hotel on The Real Housewives of Atlanta, including him on this show, which to me was foul in the first place, and couldn't even make the fake relationship last through the reunion. You know what I mean? I don't want to see her anymore. I'm just over her. I've been over her before the season, when I found out that she was putting on this front like she was she was actually in a relationship with Hotel, and then allowing this ass clown to grace the screens, being on Bravo cameras, being on Bravo reality TV. She's just dumb. I'm sorry. She's just dumb. Okay. And then listen, hate her or love her, Marlo actually made a point when it came to Kandi. Listen, I am no one that hates on Kandi's success and all of the things that she's doing. But, she made a point, because I actually had a conversation with one of my friends / clients about Kandi, because we were like, why does Kandi work so much? And I said, well, she does employ, I'm assuming she does employ a lot of people. So it's good for them because they have a steady paycheck coming in to be able to live the life that they're living and pay their responsibilities and whatnot. So I get it. But yet and still, she definitely does work a lot. I don't really need to see that anymore. What's done is done. She has lived her life for the past 14 years on The Real Housewives of Atlanta. And yes, she has been a constant. Fine. But all good things come to an end. And at some point in time, you have to just be done with it. When Kandi mentioned how she thinks Marlo is jealous of her, Marlo said, I'm sorry, I want to live a soft life. You work too much for me. You take care of too many people. And listen, I can't even disagree with her with that. I don't have to particularly care for someone for something that they say for me to agree with it, just because I don't really care for them. I can't lie about that. I agree with her with that. She's got all of the businesses, the restaurants, Old Lady Gang, Blaze. She has her YouTube channels. I believe she has 2 YouTube channels. And she has her acting. She does different shows, different acting things. They just made a movie that was on Peacock. They are doing Broadway. She's trying to become an EGOT. She has little children, okay? She's also doing lives on Amazon. I was on Amazon the other day because I had to go in there and order a few things. And then the banner at the top, it said, join Kandi live for her fall recommendations. I'm like, well, dang, I believe she also has a makeup line. She's got her sex toy line. It's really way too much. Honestly, if that's what she wants to do it. But I don't really need to see that anymore. And I wouldn't say that I would disagree with Marlo at all when she says, I'm not jealous of Candy because she works too hard for me. Like, I want to live a soft life. I work hard as well. I don't have all the things that Candy has going on, but I just celebrated a birthday a couple of weeks ago. I'm not trying to work harder as I get older. I'm not trying to be lazy, but I want my money to work for me, and Candy definitely works for the money. And that is the difference between being rich and being wealthy. You know what I mean? I talked about that previously where I was discussing Steve Harvey and Marjorie. Steve works for all of the things that they have. And I'm not saying he's not rich, but he definitely, I don't think, has it like that where Marjorie is living the type of lifestyle that she is living and wants to live. When I heard about some of the things that she has, and when you look at the price of those things, no, I don't see Steve's paychecks, but he's working for all of those things. He has to show up for all of the jobs that he has. Family Feud, this Judge Steve, the radio show, like he's showing up for work. He doesn't just employ a lot of people that are working for him and making him money. No, he has to show up to get those paychecks, So Candy as well. But anyway, off of that, Marlo, cool. She got a peach for a few seasons. She has been on the show for a long time as well as a friend of. And I really don't need to see anything else that she has going on because the thing with her taking care of her sister's children and her being a momty, that's great. I hope she continues to do it. I hope she grows and thrives in that position. But I don't really need to see that anymore because it's just something I don't really care to see anymore. I've seen her for a lot of years and she got the opportunity to be a peach holder. Sanya, don't really need to see her anymore. It was just her and her, to me, seeming like a huge flip-flopper, not being genuine. And I just don't really need to see that. It was like her being so dedicated to Marlo, Sheree, Courtney's ridiculous ass. She was just like, I pledge allegiance to the hags of the Real Housewives of Atlanta. You know what I mean? I don't need to see that. I'm happy that she is still carrying her child because she unfortunately had a miscarriage, but I hope she has a healthy baby. I hope she delivers on Christmas Day because she seems to be very excited that the baby is due on Christmas Day. And I hope she has a very easy birth process, But I don't really need to see her anymore. It's over and done. And Kenya, hope she has a successful, amazing business. Hope she gets that other child that she wants to have so that Brooklyn can have a sibling. And, I hope all of them will be well. And Drew, I hope she makes it unscathed out of that marriage because I do believe that Ralph put her through the ringer before they came on the Real Housewives of Atlanta. And I do believe she tried to cover things up and also tried to cover him. And he was not willing to do the same for her, So I hope she does well with her children. But I'll be honest, I don't really need to see her anymore. So I believe, to be honest, that all of them are done. I could be wrong. We will see what happens. But I believe the report that Love B. Scott put out there a few weeks ago. And if you paid attention, none of the men besides Ralph were asked to come out. None of them. Don't you think that that's weird? You did not see Todd. You did not see Sanya's husband. Thank God we didn't see Hotel with Sheree. But even Marlo's guy, it wouldn't have been the first time that they would have brought a boyfriend on because remember when Kenya was with the guy that was, wound up to be crazy and abusive. I can't remember his name at the moment, but he was on a reunion at one point in time too. So that is not uncommon, but you didn't see any of the men besides Ralph. And they had Ralph sitting on the couch, not behind the couch. You know what I mean? So I thought it was very fitting when Drew gave Ralph a peach, because it was just weird seeing him sit on the couch like that. So I believe that all of them are rap. I know Candy tried to make mention of, well, they can't really do the same thing with the RHOA cast that they did with Roni because of this, that, and the other. Who says? Of course, someone that wants to keep their job and who wants to stay in that position is going to say that. Why would she be rooting for them to recast everyone? Of course, she wants to stick around. So, of course, she's going to say that because it's to try to put the word out there and put into the producer's ear that, look, this ain't New York, so don't try that BS down here in Atlanta. You might take a few of these ladies off, but trust and believe you need to have the people like myself still on board. And you really don't. I'm quite sure that there are a number of people, even if they're not from Atlanta originally, that's not unoriginal. A lot of them are not originally from Atlanta that are on the Real Housewives of Atlanta. You know what I mean? So anyway, I'm just saying, I'm quite sure there are a number of people down there that would be willing to be on there. And I'm not talking about bringing Portia back or anybody like that, bringing Kim Zolciak back. No, don't bring anybody old back again. I'm quite sure there are a number of people down there that would be willing to be a part of it if it's something they want to keep going, or scrap the city altogether if you don't feel like that's the thing, because there are so many other cities in the United States of America if they want to have different franchises. It doesn't have to be Atlanta. Maybe the cost of producing down there is less expensive. I don't know what it is about Atlanta, but at any rate, I think it's safe to say that none of these ladies are coming back. And I could be wrong, but I'm giving my opinion. And I really wanted to talk about that because based on the things that I saw, and honestly, them sitting there talking about eating booty, like, do you see any other cast of any Real Housewives franchises talking about stuff like that? I just thought it was disgusting and crass. And yeah, there was a little discussion about that on the show. But them sitting around and talking about that at the reunion, and I can't stand when people say, well, everybody does it. Hell no, everybody does not do that. It's disgusting. And for them to sit around and have a conversation about that, I was just like, this is just like low. At hearing that and just seeing all of the other factors involved, I just really felt like, yeah, I feel like this is the end. They're wrapping it up and scene, and they're done. So anyway, guys, you let me know your thoughts about this in the comment section. Thanks for being here, liking, and subscribing. I'm Beth, just being beautifully honest. So until the next time, I wanted to keep it brief, beautiful, and now I'm going to say bye.